What's going on, guys? It's Coach New back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels. Anytime's always appreciated because you could be doing anything but you hear me checking out these reviews. This one, and it's another one, man. It's crazy. It's about a man who shoots his estranged wife, sister in law, and son. Let's get to it.
Tonight, the suspect is in custody facing two charges of criminal homicide after neighbors say they heard fighting and a gunshot and saw a man who was shot in the belly run out from this house and collapse.
Mental health, physical health, spiritual health, decision making.
Well, just heard a lot of commotion sitting in the living room, and lots of commotion, screaming, hollering, crying. Came outside, and there's like tons of people.
That's what neighbors say. They saw the man clutching his stomach. Police say the suspect, 63-year-old Santiago Peano Sanchez, shot his own son, 33-year-old Luis Peano.
Yo, so ugh, excuse me, man. Look, this dude, he shot his own son, man, which, it's crazy, bro. And we all know it started over argument. Like most of these, incidents that occur, but then to shoot your own son, bro. You're estranged wife, anybody for real. And more than one person. Your estranged wife, and we all know estranged means that you're not living together, you're not, you know, having sex with her, stuff like that, bro. You're not. It's really like you're basically separated, but you're not divorced. So if things have gotten that far with your woman, bro, to the point where you're gonna shoot her and your son, bro, your own son, flesh and blood, man. He can't tell you nothing like, "Hey, calm down, bro. Why you fighting with my mom?" or something like that. You're so in, your feelings that you're not hearing anybody, bro. You're making messed up decisions, bro. Shooting your son, and then he's probably never gonna forgive you for that. You know what I'm saying? Then the sister in law and your wife, bro. And it says, man, both women are dead. You just took his mom away. You took yourself away from him. And it doesn't matter how old the the son is, bro. It's still, his parents, and seeing them have to go through stuff like that. It was cool when it was estranged. So you stay away, you live your life, you let her live her life. And then I don't know if you want to get back with her or something like that, bro, and it's not happening, then go leave again. You was doing good when you was away doing your thing, and she was doing her thing, bro. And now, really, the son being 33, you don't really have to have communication with that woman anymore, especially if you know that there's still feelings there that make you feel some type of way. And if things ended on a sour note, and you just have to leave it alone until you get over that. And a lot of the times, you're not gonna get closure, bro, from a woman, man. You're not just gonna have that. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with living your life, man, not knowing what could have been or anything like that, bro. Like what happened, where did we go wrong, all of that, bro. Just move on. You know what I'm saying? Go get another woman, man. There's plenty of them out here. When people do stuff like that, they act like it's the only woman in the world, man, and it's not though. It's it's a woman out there that really mess with you, bro, and be down for you. You won't have to think about shooting her, having those kind of thoughts. Even she won't even make you feel like that. Probably won't even argue, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when you are going through something like that, it's probably not the right person for you, especially like if you were separated and then you try to go talk to her and this argument again. You know what I'm saying? Just man, let sleeping dogs lie. You know, your life, man.
Guy that got shot in the stomach, and just he like collapsed over on the ground.
Then, according to police, the suspect shot and killed his estranged wife, Ana Gutierrez Sedano, and her sister-in-law, Domingo Sedano.
It's an absolute tragedy.
And then 63 years old, bro. That's old to be out here still having your mind so wrapped up on one woman, bro, that you shoot her. It's almost like some "if I can't have you, nobody can" type of thing. And you even go a step further, bro. You don't care about really anybody, especially yourself. Because if you did, then you know that you were here to. You still got people that depend on you, bro. That still, need you, bro. Even if your kids are grown, they're always gonna be your kids, man. And then you shoot them in the stomach, bro. You know what kind of like thoughts and stuff that's in through somebody's head. Like they really, somebody that they're supposed to be able to trust with their life. You know what I'm saying? And you almost took his life. You did take his aunt's life and your estranged wife, bro.
It's an absolute tragedy. There were children in the residence at the time, and we're thankful that they weren't involved or physically harmed in any way.
And the kids being in there too. The younger ones, man. You putting everybody through trauma, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's people that depended on you and your wife and the aunt and your son. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about the bigger picture, man. And what's really, important. And is it really that serious to take somebody's life, bro, over a disagreement? Because that's really where a lot of this stuff starts, an argument. We know an argument, two people yelling, and nobody's point is getting across. You don't agree on something, that's a disagreement, bro. And it goes a step further, people start fighting. And it goes a step further, the fighting turns into, that's a domestic, when people are fighting. And it goes a step further, and somebody gets shot and killed, and that's, a homicide, bro.
7-year-old boy was inside the home during the shooting spree.
It's gonna be something he's gonna have to live with the rest of his life.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta live with that the rest of his life, man. That 7-year-old boy. Kids are the only ones that really end up being hurt in this whole thing. Of course, the wife and the aunt and the brother, they're hurting. But, and the kids are trying to make it to our age, bro. They're trying to, know the right things to do, what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Like how to have a healthy relationship with someone, even if you're not together, co-parenting with someone, and you guys still being cordial with each other, not disrespecting each other, especially in front of the children. If you have an argument or something and you guys aren't around them, all right, but it still shouldn't get to the point where you have to take somebody's life, though. You should never be that deep in your feelings where you're not thinking clearly, especially to the point where you do something like that and throw your life away, because it's over once you know what I'm saying, that amount of people you popping them, and kids, neighbors, everybody, you traumatizing all them people and stuff, man. You're not thinking about anybody when you do stuff like that.
It's gonna be horrible. They're getting him out. They're getting him.
The suspect eventually surrendered to police.
Next thing we knew, he was coming out with his hands up.
It was over. They had their joint surrounded, bro. When you do something like that, yeah, they on their way, man. And he didn't take his life, which is a good thing. But it's not a good thing that he took so many other people's lives, though. And then, you know what I'm saying? He threw his life away, basically. So he basically took his own life and threw it away, off of that decision, bro. At 63 years old, though. Like, man, you should be chilling on a boat somewhere, enjoying your summers, man. Running it up with your homies or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all old as hell. Just, man, go be some grumpy old men somewhere or something, man. Go find something to do, bro. There's plenty of stuff to do when you're 63 years old, man. Especially if you retired or something, or on your way to being retired. You know, that's where you should be at when you're that age, bro. Having stuff already together, money working for you, stuff like that, or setting yourself up to the point where your money can be working for you. You know, those are the type of things that men think about, and they're not worried about a woman, bro. What am I gonna do when I stop working? What am I gonna do to keep myself from being bored? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, bro. You know, if you still got kids, you know what I'm saying, making sure they straight still, even if you're not working, stuff like that, bro. It's plenty of stuff to worry about, hobbies, etc.
The suspect's son, we've learned, is in stable condition tonight after emergency surgery yesterday. That's the latest here live now in Lancaster.
So the son, you know what I'm saying? It's good that he made it, bro. But he messed up that relationship when he shot him, bro. You know what I'm saying? He didn't let him, sometimes somebody younger can teach you something. You can learn something from somebody younger. They could talk some sense into him. But he wasn't trying to hear that, man. So, even though he still made it, he's not going to talk to him. He's not going to want to talk to him. If he does, it's not going to have anything, positive or something to say like that. You know, like, man, just you really got to think, bro. It's not worth it. Mentally, physically, or spiritually, bro. You know, think of the longevity, man. Especially like I've been saying, when you're that old, bro. You can do anything you want now. Your kids are grown. Obviously, your son was grown, bro. You wasn't with the woman, or if you was married, you could have just got a divorce. And child support been done with. Your son's 33 years old, man. He's grown. He probably had kids or something. He probably was a grandpa, bro. Like, man, spoil your grandkids, bro. Stuff like that. Don't worry about that woman, man. Go get another woman, bro. But anyways, man, it's Coach Noob. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're digging this kind of content. And your time is always appreciated because you can be doing anything but you're here with me, checking out these reviews. Until next time, I'm out.